Leanne here from healthfulpursuit.com, and I'm joined by Allie, who's an integrative functional medicine practitioner with a background in naturopathic medicine. She's a registered and licensed dietitian, a certified diabetes educator, renowned expert in the ketogenic diet. Allie has over a decade of clinical results using a unique whole foods approach to a high-fat, low-carb protocol. Allie's expertise can be accessed through her website, alliemillerrd.com. And Allie is one of our happy keto body coaches. Welcome, Allie.
Hey.
Yay. Okay, so we're going to be chatting about hormone imbalance, two words that many women don't want to hear and don't want to deal with and don't totally understand. And this can cause, this can be because of a thyroid imbalance, adrenal issues, having the worst periods ever. And so our goal today is to chat about what they are and the 3 steps we can take right now to support them. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
Okay. So why should we care about hormones?
So the word hormone, I think we usually, as you've acknowledged, it's beyond the sexual hormones. So beyond estrogen, progesterone, and testosterone, hormone is really broad. And this could include things like stress hormones. This could include cortisol as well as DHEA. DHEA plays a huge role for instance, in the building blocks of ketone metabolism. DHEA also plays a role in cognitive function and brain fog. So there's so many functions on a metabolic level, on a mood stability level, and on a whole body health level, including inflammatory. Like too little cortisol can lead to chronic inflammation. And this is why people are prescribed prednisone or steroid on an oral level. So hormones are this perfect lock and key synergy, and they all communicate like a symphony. And if one instrument is out of tune, it can create havoc within the body.
That's a great analogy, and it's so on point. And okay, so you mentioned inflammation. Are there other symptoms that may point to a hormone imbalance?
Yeah, so if we're thinking of the standard sexual hormones, like you said, bad periods, so cramping, bloating, distension, heavy periods or lack of periods, so amenorrhea, losing your period or cycle, infertility along those lines, as well as like fibroids and PCOS, so that whole world for women. And then I guess I'd throw breast tenderness in there as well. Hair loss, constipation, insomnia, depression, anxiety, all of the mental health, and then the mental clarity, like I mentioned, cognitive function, memory, recollection of information, data processing. All of that can come back to influence of hormone.
Wow. And it's really hard to understand that all of that can be interconnected, right? Like you can deal with so many different things, and one wouldn't think that it could be even hormone related.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and even things like skin health, acne is definitely cyclical in many people, men and women, and hormone dominance or imbalance can be to blame often.
And how can hormone imbalance impact our weight loss or our inability to lose weight?
So cortisol, when in excess, can drive belly fat, and it puts us in a reactive mode so that our body shunts its energy towards the adrenals, and that will hinder the function of the thyroid gland as well as the function of our sexual hormones. So when the body's in reactive mode, the regulatory function of fertility, because the body says she's not safe. So fertility and sexual hormone balance, as well as metabolic thyroid hit, will get suppressed. So that's a huge piece of the puzzle, stress response. And then also hormone directly from the thyroid would play a big role because that's our primary metabolic gland. So if we have too much reverse T3, which gets elevated with stress response, that'll put the brakes on our metabolism. If we're lacking minerals like selenium, zinc, and we're lacking nutrients like vitamin D, we're not able to activate the T4 into the gas pedal of the active free T3. So when hormone is off, we can get impact on the thyroid from the adrenals, and then even sexual hormones like estrogen dominance, that will drive belly fat and hinder the way that our body burns fat as fuel as well.
Mm-hmm. Okay, 3 steps a woman can do right now, the nitty gritty. What can we do to support our hormones overall?
So stress has to be the first one, I would say. Reduce stress, and getting into that regulatory parasympathetic state is so essential for hormone balance of all forms of hormone. So practicing like 4-7-8 breath, where you're breathing in for 4, holding for 7, and whooshing out for 8. that actually sends a signal down our vagus nerve from our brain to the bottom of our colon and mellows the body out from reactive mode. So breathing and stress is the first one. The second one kind of caveats on that, which is sleep. If we're not getting ample sleep, we actually have also imbalance with adiponectin, another hormone that plays a role with burning our fat, like our gray fat in the body versus the white fat. Leptin levels get thrown off if we're not sleeping enough, and that can create a lot of lack of satiety or cravings. So sleep, at least 7 to 8 hours of sleep, super helpful, and you burn the most calories in your REM cycle of sleep. Great for metabolism. And the third one that I would go for is going for quality fat. So being mindful that the fat selection that you have is quality and that you're eating enough. So eating enough may sound counterintuitive. You do need to be in some form of a deficit. But if you're chronically in a deficit, that can actually put the body in a food insecure mode and hinder your metabolic function on a hormone level.
Amazing, Allie. As always, brilliant. And everyone listening, if you suspect that you have a specific hormone imbalance and you're not sure how to tackle it, or your doctor isn't being supportive, Happy Keto Body might be a good option. We're opening up the doors to Happy Keto Body in just a few weeks, and spaces are limited. So you can go to happyketobody.com, get yourself on the list, and be one of the first to find out when it opens. Thanks again, Allie, for joining us.
Oh, sure, my pleasure.